I am Tammy Mashtaberty, best-selling author of the book The Universe is Talking to You. And this is my weekly spirit boost. I go live every Thursday on Facebook and on Instagram at noon Eastern. So today, I always try to share with these versus the YouTube videos that I do that I send out to my list every week. I try to share either something that's happened in my own life, something with a client. I think I might even pull an oracle card or at some point and just sort of talk based on that. But this week, I want to share with you something that happened to me that I think can probably help other people when you're trying to make a decision on something. When you're trying to figure out, okay, do I do A or do I do B? And maybe there's even a C. Which one is going to be better for me? Which way is going to be better for me? So this has happened to me many times, but it happened to me recently, this past week. And I was trying to actually decide between something as simple, for work as two different types of systems, right? So do I want to use this particular software system for this project, or do I want to use this combination of systems for this project? And there were pros and cons to both, and I was going back and forth, and I was trying to decide, and I thought to myself, I need clarity on this and I'm too emotionally attached, right? So in my book, The Universe is Talking to You, I talk about how sometimes if you're emotionally attached, it's very hard to interpret a sign, to know if you're getting the signs. And also just, if you are doing an oracle card reading or something for yourself, or tarot cards, or using your pendulum, if there's emotional attachment to it, to the outcome, to the decision, it's harder to get a clear answer because your emotions get involved. And so I teach people how to use pendulums. I have a pendulum, and I actually teach a class on that coming in July. This July, I'll be teaching a class on it. And I teach people how to use a pendulum to find limiting beliefs, to see, to get answers to things, all of that. And I always say if you're emotionally attached, it's hard to do. So here's what I did, and here's something that maybe you can do if you find yourself trying to figure out which is the best option for me, what is the best outcome, what will have the best outcome for me, no matter what it is. If you're trying to buy a car, do I go to this dealership or that dealership? Whatever it might be. So here's what I did. I took two pieces. I had two different decisions or two different options that I had to choose from. So I took two pieces of paper and I wrote option one, the software on the first one, and I folded it. I wrote the second software on the second one, and I folded it. I closed my eyes and I mixed them up. So now I have no idea which one is on which, right? So I can't be emotionally attached to it because I don't have the I don't know what these papers are saying. So I did that. And I tested it two ways. So those of you who know how to use a pendulum, again, if you don't, I teach only once a year, the secrets to the pendulum. And that's coming up in July. But if you do know how to use a pendulum, I literally will hold the pendulum over each piece of paper and ask the question. So it's kind of like blind testing. I can't be emotionally involved in it that way. So I'll hold the pendulum over both pieces of paper, and I'll ask questions like, this is the best option. This will be the most beneficial thing for my business, or this will be most beneficial thing to the project. And then I'll ask the thing on the second one. The other thing that I did, which I actually experimented, and I said, let me use the pendulum. And before I see which one is what, let me also use oracle cards. So if you don't know a pendulum, you can just use any type of oracle cards that you have, whatever cards you have at home, you can use this with. Tarot cards, oracle cards, whatever cards you have. So what I did was most of you know this by now if you've been following me, I always use the Colette Baron Reid's Wisdom of the Oracle card, Instagram, Facebook. So what I did was I shuffled the cards and I said I have two options in front of me. I'm calling in, my angels, my guides. I call in my higher help team. And I say, please show me which option is going to be better for me. Please help me know which way to go. Use these cards to illuminate this situation for me. And I asked, the specific time I had asked, what do I not know now that if I did would make a difference? In other words, right now I don't know which one is going to be more useful or more helpful to me. So once I know, I'll be able to make a better decision. So what I don't know now, let me know. and I shuffled the cards, cut them into three, put them back together, and then I went from left to right. So I had a decision on the left and a decision on the right. I shuffled the cards, cut the deck, put them back together, and then what I did is I took the first top card and put it on the left, and I took the next top card and put it on the right. And I wanted to see, is this going to match the answer that I got with my pendulum, right? So let me see the cards I pulled. So I pulled both cards, and I read both cards. Now, interestingly enough, both cards had good outcomes, right? Both cards showed me eventually you're going to get where you want to get to. However, the card on the left showed you might struggle a little bit and then you're going to get there. The card on the right was like, angels are singing, everything is wonderful, everything is fabulous. And when I tested with the pendulum, I got the same exact thing on the right. I was basically, it said the most beneficial was the one on the right. So when I pulled the oracle cards, it literally just agreed with my pendulum. And so I thought, okay, I'm not going to stress out about this anymore. I'm not going to try and figure this out. I think either way will be beneficial, but I knew that there was one that I needed to choose, right? And so this basically helped me choose it. And I got the pendulum and the oracle card both answered the same thing, which is the answer on the right. So that's it. Now I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to stress about it. I got double confirmation. I'm just going to use the ones on the right. I'm trying to see. Dawn says, I have to share something with you. Oh my gosh, message me. Share it. So that's what I did. And I thought, this is what I'm going to share in my weekly Spirit Boost. I'm going to tell people, if you're stuck on something, if you're trying to figure it out, and you have oracle cards or tarot cards, this is a way to communicate with the universe. This is a way to call in your higher help team and get an answer. Because sometimes we're just stressed out and we don't know which way to go. And especially when your emotions are involved, do that blind testing. Don't do it where you can read them. Like if you can read the names and you're holding it over, don't do that, because you can influence the cards, you can influence the pendulum. Do it blind. Do a blind test. Fold it up, mess it up so that you can't see it at all. That's gonna be your best, the best bet. I'm just looking. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. So if you're stuck, hello, if you're stuck trying to figure something out and make a decision on something and you know how to use the pendulum, you can do that. But if you're like, I don't know how to use the pendulum yet. I didn't take Tammy's class yet. It's coming up in July. You can use any kind of card you have and just blind test and see what happens. Like I said, I did both because I thought, let me do an experiment, because I literally experiment everything on myself before I teach people. And I said, let me do this experiment. Let me try both. And I literally got the same answer for both. So if you are struggling with anything, if you need some kind of like higher help answer quickly, and you're like, I need to know, I'm not sure, that's one of the tips and tricks that I use that I wanted to share with you. And I'm sure everybody in their life has something going on right now where you're trying to figure something out or trying to decide on something, and you're looking for some divine guidance, and you're like, I can't wait for the sign, I just need to know now. That's how I do it. So hopefully that is helpful. I'm trying to read comments at the same time. So I didn't even really advertise this week's weekly Spirit Boost that much, because I've been advertising so much about my class that is coming up tonight. I will be live. You can still get in until tonight, and then I'll cut it off for my Secrets to Manifesting Abundance and Prosperity. I'm going to be sharing exercises and tools to help you tune into abundance. I'm going to be sharing a couple of different crystal rituals that I do, how I'm using crystals in my home to help me tune into it. I'm going to be doing an amazing guided meditation visualization that's going to help you to open up the flow, but also clear blocks. We're going to be calling angels in to work on you. I'm so excited about it. I literally just created the meditation a couple of days ago. I just knew I wanted to do it, and then I just sort of channel it through. So we'll be doing that live as well. You're also going to get my abundance and prosperity prayer. You're going to get the top 25 limiting beliefs. I've packed this class. So I'm very excited about that. So I've been advertising that, and I haven't really advertised my weekly spirit boost as much, but I'll send it out to my list, who might have missed it. And if you're not on my list, feel free to get on my list. You can go to TammyMasterBirdie.com, and just opt in by downloading my free my top 2 tools to tame the chaos in your life, which, by the way, is needed if you want to notice signs. So that's basically what's going on. So I'm teaching that class tonight at 6. You can still get into it. Try this out. Let me know how it goes. Post below if you do try this out. Whether you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, I upload this afterwards. Let me know. Try this technique out where I sort of blind test my decisions and let me know what happens. And you can do it more than once if you don't trust yourself, but just make sure you cannot see what's on those papers or your emotions are going to get involved. And then that's going to not be a good thing. That will mess you up. Okay, so that was it. That's what I wanted to share with you guys this week. Again, I have my class tonight that I'm excited about teaching. If you are on my list, my May 2021 book picks, I every month I do a spiritual book pick list, and that is coming out on Saturday. You'll get that email. I'll post it here on Facebook also, so that, and I'll do a link in my stories on Instagram in case you want to see those, but completely non-biased, just my book picks for new spiritual and self-help books and audios that are out this month. So that's coming up as well. And then of course I will be back here live next Thursday at noon with another weekly spirit boost. Thank you so very much for being here. I'm just reading comments. It's hard for me to read Instagram, so I'm like leaning forward so I can see it. Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and I will be back here next week. If you need anything in the meantime, or you want to comment on this, or if you want to see me talk about something else in these weekly spirit boosts, if you're struggling with something and you're like, can you talk about this particular issue? Type it in the comments below, and I will be happy, more than happy, to discuss it in another live. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and I will see you again next week. Hopefully some of you I will see in the class tonight. Those of you in my paid membership community, you are getting that class as part of your membership, so do not purchase. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you for being here.